D-ball was pretty excessive. I was told 50 milligrams is normal, so I...
Yeah, that's the intro. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Back with Vinnie from FaZe Up Nutrition, and we're going to be going into his heart attack story. So if you have not checked out Vinnie's full story, going into his 800 milligrams of Tren for years on end, how it played out in his life, I highly suggest you watch that video. This is more of like an auxiliary video where we go into his heart attack. And I guess we'll just start off with, what was the death cycle, man?
So we're going to start with, it was completely dumb, right? So, like I said, fill up syringes. That's the only way that I thought it should be done. Just fill it up.
Hey, Boston Lloyd.
What
more
a tragic
CCs.
story, right?
Yeah. When in doubt, add more CCs.
There you go. Works very well. So I was doing Tren. I'm not Tren at that time. Test, Deca, D-ball. Those are the three.
Let's go on the dosages.
Main ones. So
you know, there's some 12-year-old like
D-ball was pretty excessive. I was told 50 milligrams is normal, so I.
Yeah, that's the intro.
So I was told 50 is normal.
Okay.
This will work. This will get you what you want. I did 150, eventually up to 200.
Okay.
So
liver loving that.
I was in love with that. Deca. God, I wish I could tell you that was. I don't remember the milligram on the vial, but that was also 3 cc's. I was doing that 3 times a week.
Okay.
The testosterone was 3 cc's 4 times a week.
Okay.
So this retarded.
Yeah.
I do it
multiple grams
twice a week now.
So
yeah. And a half a cc.
Was it your quest for power? Were you being, pushed towards those dosages?
I was addicted to watching my weight go up. And the funny part about that is, yeah, I'm seeing myself get above 200 pounds. I don't see it.
Right.
I don't physically see it.
Yeah.
So I'm addicted to watching that number grow. Like I said, nobody's pushing me. Everybody that I got into it with is being normal with it. They're cycling, they're stopping, they're taking a break, they're taking little bits here and there,
checking the blood work out.
And I'm like, what a pussy. Like, dude, run with it.
Yeah, no,
we're young, right? So let's get it now. Very dumb, because a couple years later, right, 22 years old, I'm not feeling right the entire day. If something's feeling off, I'm feeling random tighten in my chest. I'm lifting, and I'm like, every time I exert, it's like the last time I can exert something. So
you're still pushing through. You're not taking the warning
not
signs.
Stopping. I
got you.
I'm not even smart enough to know what that would feel like. How would I know? So we'll fast forward to, the gym's done. I feel like complete dog ass. I'm like completely drained. It's as if I ran 20 miles and like I'm trying to survive on that. I'm laying in a hot bath.
So you're amplifying your blood pressure higher.
Laying in a hot bath.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whew, I'm like breathing. I'm like, it's like I'm pounding in my chest. And I called my ex-wife. I said, hey, you might want to get up here. She didn't hear me. I begin to stand up because I'm like, man, I can't move my arm. It feels weird. As I get up, I black out. I come to. We're on the phone with my dad. He's saying, call the ambulance. I'm saying, no, I'm fine. Just drive me to the hospital if you think I need it. I wake up in the car. We pass a McDonald's. I'm fucking hungry. I get a few McDoubles, right? And I'm eating. So
you went in and out twice, and you still have to do the
starving. I was like, I gotta get my
gates
meal.
Of Satan pit stop.
Gotta get my meal. So I needed to be anabolic for these doctors to see what kind of monsters coming in with this heart attack, right? So honestly, this actually became like, I figured out how to get through an emergency room super quick. Just say, hey, my heart's feeling funky, right? They took care of me right away. My heart rate was well above 200.
So like stage 4 hypertension.
Yeah, it was really bad.
McDonald's washing it down.
Exactly. Sucking it down with a burger. But after that, like my only worry was like, is this going to stop me? Like, am I not going to be able to do what I'm doing right now? Like, is this going to keep happening?
Like the meathead is like, you know, is this just a scare?
Exactly.
Even though this is pretty serious.
So I turned it into a joke. Anyone that I talked about it with, I laughed about it. It's like, I joke about it with my dad, be like, I had one before you, haha. And I was like, oh, it's like chicken pox. You get them once and it doesn't come back again. And I still say that to myself just because I'm an idiot. Like, yeah, it can come back again. So that's how my only worry was, am I going to shrink? Like, am I going to go back to being small? And that's just going to fuck with me even harder. So I didn't even change how much I was taking.
So you just completely...
I was like, get me better, make me feel okay.
What did the medical professionals tell you?
They didn't even know what I was doing.
So they didn't?
No.
Okay.
So it was kind of like an anomaly that I was there at that age with a heart attack.
Wait, what age were you?
22.
22. None of them were like, this dude's kind of big. You know? No one?
Not, okay. At least they didn't say it to me. So I don't know. But no, nothing was ever brought up.
What did your father go with after that?
Like,
you learned your lesson? Are you going to take it easy? Or
it's funny because he attributed it to how much I was training.
Okay.
He was like, you're overworking yourself. I think he knew the whole time. He just wanted to be in denial about it.
Okay.
Right? Because, dude, I mean, if you saw me before to what I turned into, I mean, nobody... for my 10-year high school reunion, people didn't even know who I was, right? They're trying to figure out where Vinny's at. Well, I'm Vinny. This is like this is him.
Old Vinny got eaten by new Vinny.
He's gone. Right, he was devoured with those big doubles.
Yeah.
Right. So it was.
Do you blame like the diet or the extreme dosages? Because I mean, if you're telling me you're not the only bodybuilder that uses McDonald's, but like the cholesterol skew, the preservatives, the inflammation of that.
All in all, I was a pretty healthy person because you have to figure I was still in the Marine Corps. I still had to run 3 miles in 18 minutes. I still had to do my pull. I had to be physically fit. I was just bigger while doing it. I've always eaten, even to this day. I try not to enjoy my food because I'm a glutton. I'll keep eating.
I'm exactly like you.
So like if I find a buffet, we're going to be there for a while. Because even after
you can eat sushi.
Even after I'm full, I'm still eating.
Correct.
So if I make it to where I don't enjoy it, I'm pretty good after that. I'm on a diet now that's just all meat and fat. And it's very good for me.
You're like losing your emotional.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not looking for comfort in any type of food or anything. But even then, those McDoubles I was just starving. I typically didn't eat like that. I would eat a lot, probably more than I should, but it wasn't of bad food. So I was definitely overeating, but I guess I was kind of saying, oh, this is fine. It's healthy, right? So, but you can even eat a lot of healthy food and get fat or be unhealthy on the inside.
So it was just kind of like a one-day event?
Yeah, I was starving, dude, because from you picture how I was feeling in the gym, like I was drained just because of, I guess it was going on that whole time. To blacking out, coming to, and all this shit going on, I was exhausted. Like I just felt like
you
I was
never had a
drained.
Panic like, yo, I'm in cardiac arrest. It's just like you meatheaded out. Like
I was like, man, this just feels weird. I'm like cramping or something. I was like, just keep pushing through.
Gotcha.
Yeah, very dumb. Very dumb.
Were you on any stimulants combined with the steroids? Like, were you?
Yeah.
What kind of stimulants were you using?
Because I had a sponsor. My sponsor was the supplement shop I ended up working for. So I was getting shit for free. So. I thought for the longest time, I thought pre-workout made you strong, right? So, dude, I was stacking 2 different 400s, pump pills out the ass. And I admit to this day, dude, I'll eat pump pills just sitting in my shop. I just like the way it feels. I don't know. I just like them. I'm addicted to them.
The vasodilation.
Yeah, I just love it.
Yeah.
But caffeine, I really don't fuck with anymore. I'll take a little bit here and there if I need it. But it really doesn't even affect me how it used to. And that's might even be because like how supplements have changed from then to now as far as potency or whatever. But no, I was on a shit ton of stimulants. Everything was stimulant. I just, if it
with
made me feel,
roids.
With it.
So normally nowadays it's like you're going to do roids, you're going to do stim free.
Right.
If you're a natural power lifter, okay, then you can jack up the CNS, but like when you're on roids, your CNS is already like,
no,
help, like.
I am more. I describe myself as a lazy addict. Like if I go to the hospital and they give me pain pills, I'm killing those things till they're gone. I'm not gonna go looking for them, right? So like, if I have an unlimited supply, I'm dangerous. And I did with the stimulants, the steroids, and I just liked that feeling. I was like, man, I feel fucking good. Why would I not want to feel like this? But that brick wall, heart attack. But then I'm like, oh, this is just a speed bump, right? This is, hey, let's divert, go through, go around, whatever, and then we're gonna figure this out.
Did you take your foot off the gas?
No, pushed harder, because like that dysmorphia comes in. It's like that time that I spent laid up after it. I'm like, dude, I'm a piece of
describe
shit.
the recovery of the.
It was I took
never in your recovery. You're like, shit, I had a heart attack from the roids. It never hit. That's wild.
It was, how do I get back to it?
Got you.
And that's probably like even the mindset of the military. It's like, hey, keep going, don't stop. But I'm putting it to the most stupid things in life, not to my job. I'm not putting it to anything that's going to propel me. I'm putting it to shit that's literally killing me. So it was the moment I can get back into the gym. I was like, all right, let's start light. Let's just get moving. Then I'm pinning, and then I'm like, I feel fucking good again. Here he comes.
No, like it was the heart recovered. No issue after.
So I mean, I've had a stress test. Everything is
echocardiogram.
Kind of, yeah. It's all kind of on the up and up. I'm really I have people paying attention for me. That's the big benefit. If it was just left up to me, I still have to get told to go donate blood when they look at my levels and everything. It's like, you need to tell me, right? So it's. But no, I was ready to go. Get me out of this hospital. Get me out of this gown. I'm tired of people seeing me laid up. Looking
How long
sick.
were you in there?
Just that day. It went through the night, and then a little bit the next day, and then I got released.
Your father chalked it up as training too hard.
Yeah,
Nobody had like a, hey, dude,
no, they
got to redo the cycle here.
No, just pump the brakes. You're going too hard, too much, and
okay.
They just thought it was just training.
Okay. Which is a part of it. It's
could
just
be.
like your CNS was trashed.
But you're also giving your body the ability to push past what it normally can push past. So everything's stressed out. Yeah, that's. But I just wanted to figure out, like, I'm tired of people seeing me laid up. I don't want you to see me weak. My wife's looking at me fucking in a bed. I was like, no, like, get me back to whatever it takes to get back to where I was the day before this heart attack.
Were you doing any blood pressure medication like telmisartan or anything?
No.
Okay.
Nothing. I did baby
Did you
aspirin.
know about, like,
I would do a
baby
baby aspirin in the morning.
Okay.
I was doing that for a little bit, but then I stopped doing that. And then, like,
were you doing Cialis?
So that's funny. So like
a lot of people just chalk up Cialis as BP meds.
No,
you know?
So like that became one of my favorite pumps.
Okay.
So like that, but I also think that was going to give me problems too after prolonged periods of time.
I think at a low dosage it doesn't, just based on the amount
low dosage, right?
Yeah, the amount of abuse.
Not Vinnie.
Got you. Yeah.
So it would be in my system for days at a time.
Yeah,
It was like I was taking so much, but like that shoulder pump.
No. I've had the Cialis pumps. I know what you mean.
Addicted to it.
Yeah.
Like,
I know
that's what you get addicted to.
Once you get to that pump, you're like, oh, these pump
and that's all you chase.
Yeah, it's like I got to go to that.
Yeah, it just when I verbalize it, I feel like I sound stupid.
Well, you're just speaking for these. There's like 10 dudes like, I'm doing this right now.
Taking pump right now.
Yeah. They're like, my BP's 180 when I go to sleep. Like. We're saying dumb shit, but maybe someone has an epiphany on the other side of the camera.
And it's like the men in my family are like that. It's like me and my dad will compete. Like, hey, whose blood looks worse, right? Like he's like, oh, you got this. Well, I'm half your age and I look like this. Like, so like when I would joke with him, I was like, I had a heart attack before you and all this stuff. It's all funny, haha. But I could die, right? So it's like, why am I laughing about it?
Were you the only health scare? Was that heart attack essentially?
The health scare, well, that anyone knew about? Yeah. So like,
were you having warnings of the heart attack? You told me you had pain in your chest.
wouldn't have known. I would never have chalked it up to that.
Okay.
Mainly because in my eyes, I'm a healthy 22-year-old man. Why would I be having a heart attack? That's old people shit. So like I never would have, it would have never crossed my mind. I was just like cramping, tightening. All right, stretch it out. It's like something's going on. I don't know.
Rub some oil.
Just fucking walk it off. Like I'll figure it out.
I'm a Marine, bro.
Dude, that's what, like, I'm not going until I've bled out. I'm still going until I'm dead on the ground.
Like, when you were getting into this, did you think you looked into the history of bodybuilding? And I mean, you see a lot of early deaths. You see like we call it dog years.
Right.
When you're on that much gear, you're in aging like dog years. You know, like, was that crossing your mind? Or
the first time it crossed my mind is when I got labs back from the VA that I had discussed with him everything that I was taking. Basically that I had aged my insides like 15 plus years. Like what they were looking at is what they would be looking at in like a 45, 55-year-old male, an unhealthy male at that. And
they're looking at you on the outside, and you look like the
they're
big dog.
They're telling me I'm diabetic. They're asking me about my diet. I was like, pissing me off. I'm about to rip my shirt off to show you abs right now. Like, who the fuck's fat? I was like, you're telling me I'm fat? You're fat. I'm taking shit. Like, the insulin fucked me up. The way I was eating was fucking me up. The amount that I was eating. But it was no, I wouldn't say. I'm sorry, I forgot your question. What was
no, I was saying, like, obviously the heart attack, that's glaring. The other warning signs, because you self-admittedly did big boy doses, and like here at Russo's channel, I'm kind of like Mr. Little Dose. Unless I step on stage, then I'm a document a big boy cycle.
Could have used you.
Yeah, but like everyone wants to see guys who do big boy doses, like, go into the other things that were glaring, because there's a big myth out there that like, oh, big boy doses are fine. Certain individuals genetically predisposed can tolerate big boy doses. Didn't seem like you were one of those individuals.
No, I was also like I hyper responded to what I was taking, and then I was taking more. So that's just amplified times 10. So what I could have gotten off a quarter of what I was taking and be in a better situation today health-wise would have been so much better. It was so much more worth it. That's why, like, it scares me. I love talking about it, but I don't want people to look at it as another way, as being, oh shit, that sounds cool, let me try it.
Right. That's exactly what's going on, is like, I'm lame for building this base on small doses, so when I compete, I can finally go, here, you guys have been waiting for me to do these big cycles forever. There's a reason. The same reason why you say, like, I could have got way more with way less. You're here, like, you use the big boy doses and you kind of regret it, and you think you could get to this.
Right.
Because you're, at the end of the day, you're retired on a TRT physique. You probably could have built that without the extreme doses.
On TRT, I can maintain 235 pounds. My natural body weight was 145.
What are you talking about, bro? I'm 180 and I need 2 grams to get,
exactly.
You know, just like, what's going on here?
And I'm telling, eating 2 meals a day just because I'm forgetting to eat, I can maintain that body weight.
Your set point physique is permanently changed. You're permanently different Vinnie.
Genetically, I feel like genetically I've changed a lot of things from brain down to my biology. Because like now I'm cutting. To go from 235, I'm sitting at 212 as my last weigh-in. It's brutal. Like, I've cut my food drastically. The amount of cardio is up to, like, I never thought I would have to, because I was always so little. Why do I have to work so hard to get down to this point? So it biologically, like, I've completely changed as to what my natural state would probably be. But
what did the VA say when you were open about your use? Because there's a lot of people behind the camera that are probably suffering health consequences that, again, I'm kind of with them. Like, you go to the doctor, you admit you're doing all these foreign things, and they're like, I don't want to touch you. I'm going to write this in your medical file. And then, like, when you have an actual issue, they're going to go at your file and be like, shouldn't have did that. It could be something completely different.
They were pretty receptive to it. They were worried, and they tried to tell me about, like, all these health risks and health, like, things that could happen from it. But I was like, well, I've already lived through some of them. I understand it.
I had a heart attack,
I was
bro.
like, I got it out of the way. It's out of the way already. What's next? But what I was scared about was putting it in my record. But they honestly just want to know what's going on so that they can track what's happened. So if you come in with this, they can either link it to that or it's not that. So it's kind of like a way for them to judge whether or not it is anything that has to do with anabolics, or it's, hey, this dude's sick, right? Because, like, so I get strep throat, like last year or 2 years ago, maybe now, strep throat almost kills me. It makes me go septic. It infects my heart. I have to sign papers to say, hey, yeah, I want to live. Like, if I die tonight, wake me up. So they look at stuff like that, like, was there anything I ever took that is causing this, that's making it amplify? So, like, they're kind of able to use it as a way to figure me out when anything
like
happens.
people on the other side of the camera think it's like self-incriminating.
No,
you know, they don't want to be
like they're going to get sent to jail for saying it.
Yeah, and when you do it, it's called in medical terms polypharmacy drug abuse. Oh, I'm taking, you know, testosterone, which converts to estrogen. Now my estrogen's too high, so I added an anti-estrogen. Right. Okay, now my blood pressure is high, so I added telmisartan, and like, you're on the laundry list of shit to where the doctor's like, it's like the grandma what meme, like the what, you know, like that's what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
Did
not.
Did you have coaches during this?
Nope.
No coaches.
Never.
Did you ever think of like, should I get a coach?
Never. I have figured out lifting weights. No one can tell me like yeah, I can learn stuff from other people. I know how my body responds to lifting weights. As crazy as it seems, I understand it. I have done tests on myself where I ate only chicken and rice for a straight month to see how my body was affected, how my digestion was. I've worked all that stuff through myself. The only thing I would use a coach for is to keep me on track, is to pay attention to everything that I'm doing, to say, hey, Vinny, slow down. You don't need all that. Do this, do this, do that. Because like, while I understand steroids, I'm not the smartest person on steroids. I'm still that person that just started, that loves it. I love how they make me feel. Give me more. So that's how I can use someone to give me that kick in the ass. Now that like I'm 30 years old, and if I continued training and doing what I was doing, it would have ended up killing me for no reason.
Yeah. Do you regret like you're no longer Ricky Bobby in the high horsepower car? You're still in a sports car. Right. You're just not in the race car.
Not on, like, honestly, I could do without that at this point. I think I've matured enough to be like, I don't need that anymore.
So you never have like a gripe to go back into it?
No.
So how did you form those walls? Besides your story in the other video, like when it comes to your thoughts, like what stops you from just, you told me you mess around with little stuff, but you're very conservative. Like, where is it like, I want to load up again? Is it just all the trauma around it?
There's a lot of basically the trauma around it. I won't be that for my daughter anymore. I won't be that for anyone anymore. I don't need it. And learning about like how little testosterone I'm taking and how responsive I am to it, that's going to translate to anything else that I try. So if I want to do it, so like at this point in my like I said, I'm cutting down to see what I look like at a lower body weight, and then we're going to build back up. And I eventually want to see what I can do on a stage. I've never had the desire to compete, but I feel like having this goal, is going to keep me from killing myself for no reason. Like it's, and the who I have watching over me is a lot like you, like a little bit goes a long way. You're looking for longevity. You're not looking for tomorrow. So
you're looking for that middle ground. You're looking for like, I want to live 20 years as the lion, not 80 years as the sheep.
Exactly.
Probably need to be in the middle of that,
in the middle
honestly,
of that. Because, and that's what, like, social media, like, you see all these kids, like, 21 years old, fucking jacked, and it's like, what, that's going to start eating at some people. Like, well, let me get that.
Yeah, I forget that one, Andrew, that one video, the freak guy. There's that one guy, he's like a walking pharmacy at 20.
Is it the one?
He wears the mask.
He's scary looking, dude.
He is making upwards of probably, I don't want to say 20 to 200 grand a month.
And how long do you think he's going to last, though?
That's the question. And you're seeing that blueprint of, I went from no monetary lifestyle to I'm talked about everywhere. I have a mask on. This is like a false persona that, like you said, can't be maintained. And when we have your story on my channel, you wonder like where this is gonna go,
dude. And I could have been, dude, when I'm in commercial gyms, 200 milligrams of Anadrol, Tren, all this shit, nosebleeds with all these like fucking soccer moms around me, and I'm laughing, I'm smearing it in my beard. What would that look like on a video, dude? Like that, like, but I just had no fucking clue. I never wanted to do it for anyone else but me. I didn't care who saw. I'm sitting there laughing at myself in the mirror, like blowing the blood out, watching it like pink mist. I thought it was cool to me, right? And now these people are monetizing off being.
It's beyond monetizing. It's like they're going to upper class and it's not maintainable. It's not maintainable, and it's giving a imprint of like, well, I'm in high school and I want to do that. I want to be that influencer. I want to live that pipe dream, essentially.
Well, at that age, I mean, think of yourself in high school. I didn't think past tomorrow, right? So and then when I didn't have, I mean, Instagram came out in 2012. I had 4 years of high school under my belt before Instagram came out. So it's like, I didn't get to see all this stuff happening. You're just living your own life, right? So and now you got these kids that today is it, tomorrow, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen. Look what this 19-year-old has.
Well, you had a heart attack, and as I voice cracked, but you had a heart attack and you kept going. Yeah. There was no monetary value to
I was
continue.
gaining nothing from it.
And you still bit the bullet. When they have a heart attack, they have to keep going. And they're on even more than you are on.
And that becomes a sympathy story, right? Hey, like, look at, woe is me, look what happened. Even like the Tren twins tearing their pec. It's like, dude, I tore my pec, went and got my daughter out of the daycare and went to the hospital and said, hey, I think I fucked up. Yeah. No one knows about it. I re-racked my weight. I didn't want to fail it, so I kept pushing through it. And I was like, I pinned my arm to my side and I went to the hospital. Yeah. There's no vlog camera in front of me saying, hey, look, I just tore my pec. I need sympathy for it. Right? So I can't really connect with that kind of, everything that I have done is because I want it. Right? So I think I should look a certain way. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to it. I don't care what you look like. I don't care who's seeing me. If I didn't have this business, all social media would go away. I don't care. I have this picture of myself, and it's like I can see little Vinnie as a kid looking up to all these feats of strength that I saw my father do, my grandfather do. I've surpassed them. Nobody in my
your
family.
Bloodline,
exactly.
You're the top dog.
There is not one person in my family that looks like me. None of them understand me. They often make fun of me and laugh about it. But at the end of the day,
you did it for yourself.
I did it for me.
I'm painting the paradigm of these guys are satisfied. Yeah. And when you're watching the numbers, time to get on Tren.
Exactly.
Up numbers again.
Physique's got to change. Something's got to change.
Time to get on grams.
Yeah.
Then you're in this corner.
And for the most part, it's just them talking about it, because a lot of them don't like, there's a few of them that look like it, but a lot of them, what are you doing it for? Yeah. You look average. Right. You're obtainable by any other 15 to 18-year-old
I did
boy.
SARMs only cycles, which people say don't work. And then like these days, I'm like, wait, this guy's on grams, but I was flamed for SARMs only cycles. I'm like, all right. Yeah. What other health issues did you run into, if you want to say? And then we'll wrap up with like, how do you present these topics to the young guys who come into your store? Because at the end of the day, I have sponsorships by multiple vendors and you have sponsorships by multiple vendors.
So I mean, other health scares, the heart attack, the diabetes.
Yeah, just the heart attack.
Yeah, just the heart attack.
Another day.
It's just another one.
Another day.
But I would call health scares also the mental side of it, because that was...
Go watch the other video. The other video is golden ticket of how Tren can just...
But I mean, body physically wise, kidney, I was damn near kidney failure. Okay. So that had to be corrected instantly. That's one that kind of freaked me out a little bit, because my grandfather
just don't come back.
Exactly. Yeah, no. My grandfather went on dialysis, and I watched that process.
Yeah, go into the dialysis process.
It kills you. It's a death sentence. So I was like, I can't have this. But yeah, those were two of the main things. The diabetes and the heart attack were probably the two biggest parts of it that kind of altered how. Not so much the heart attack, because I kept going with that.
Yeah, that was nothing.
But when I found out, when they said I was diabetic, that upset me.
Look at these.
I said. That upset me. I was like, dude, I went vegan for 2 months straight. I was like, I'm fixing everything. And once I got that all corrected. And,
I wish I got to meet younger Trenny.
Trenny.
It's Trenny.
You wouldn't have liked me. No, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, to meet me then. I was just a garbage human being and didn't care about anything.
Yeah, but you were doing it for yourself, where I'm saying like, I got to do that to be famous. Add the cart.
Exactly.
Like,
I was just doing it because I liked it.
How did these kids come into your store in Pittsburgh?
So typically, like it starts off as a joke. They'll walk in and be like, "Hey, where's the steroids?"
You're the big guy. you're the behind the counter. You got the stars.
And I'll joke and be like, 9 o'clock back door. That's where the good stuff gets, and stuff like that. But then I start to dig into it, and I let them know this isn't fun. It's not worth it, and I won't even sell I'm even weary about selling an 18-year-old SARMs. Your hormones don't need to be affected yet. You're optimal. Run with that as long as you
even
can.
when I was in high school, like I was that noble natty of like, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna do shit.
Yeah.
But like after 18, well, my friends are popping D-ball at 16 and they see me as the hard training athlete and they're like, bro, you train on, like, just take D-ball. I'm like, I will, just chill out.
And mind you, I was chomping at the bit to get to steroids. I was pro steroids from the moment I found out what one was. The moment I picked up a weight, I was like, I want steroids. I was like, I want to try this.
It's like going to the bar and not drinking.
Exactly.
You're just like, man, I couldn't go to the bar. I need to drink.
Exactly.
You know?
But these kids, when they start praising it, is when I'll start to dig into, like, I don't just dump my life on all these children. Once they start getting to a place.
How do they present it? Because you're like the foreign, you're looked at as the information deity in the local scene. Like, and
that's what it kind of feels like. I feel like my brain's being picked constantly, but almost to a point to where they're trying to figure out where to get it, how to get it, or how to use it. I don't want to give you that. I'm not here to give you sources. I'm not here to tell you how to use it. I will never tell you not to. It's your decision. I had plenty of people that could have told me not to. It was my decision.
They have all the information in the world at this point to know what they're fucking with.
Exactly. So what I try to give them is not a scare story, but a true story of there is something different that you're seeing on YouTube. So these people might seem all cool and funny on YouTube, but you don't know what's happening once that camera's off. And I was living every day with that camera off. So every day was a behind the scenes of what this could be.
I agree. And like some of those individuals with very big following counts DM me behind the scenes of things that are going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So I try to just give them the truth. I want to give you as much information as possible so that you can try your best to make an educated decision that I never had, because like my like that we're just not going to talk about it, so you're not going to learn about it, and so you don't take it, right? Well, now I have to figure it out the hard way. I don't want these kids to think that they have to take all this shit to look like I mean, a fitness influencer is crazy to me. I mean, they're becoming something that, like,
yeah, if you have an average physique, that ain't enough,
right?
That ain't enough.
It's crazy. So it's I mean, the days of growing, I want to be in the military, I want to be an engineer, that's gone. I'm going to be on a camera. Yeah. Right. So we got to build.
We'll see how long that lasts.
We got to build something to give people something
to have
to look
my
at.
double OG or OG status. Like, it takes a lot to want to get on this camera.
You got to be at it a while.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, right now, I mean, we're talking to just each other, right? But now there's going to be thousands of people listening to this, so that can be different for some people.
And each person is an individual set of eyeballs with their own independent thinking. You know, I don't program drones on my channel.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So I just try to make them as educated as from where I came from. Educate them as much as possible, because everything is not all sunshine and rainbows. This shit gets dark, and it got dark very quick. I mean, if you look at the length of my high steroid use, that's from 21 to 26. And all that shit that happened in that 5 years, I lost everything. I wanted to kill myself. Like, it's not pretty. And I wouldn't wish it on any of these
All they
kids.
see is the sponsorship.
Exactly.
All they see is
what they look at is that final goal. They see what you look like now. They see what you got now. They think I got what dude, I built this business out of necessity. I have this store because I had nothing. I can't work for anybody. I have to make this work. And I can't work for anybody because of how much I fucked myself up before. So it's, dude, give yourself an easier path, right? To figure it out. But
it's just like weird these days. It's like, even with dating and women, you know, like they perceive, oh, if I'm the fitness influencer, like I need to have this blue check.
Right.
Like, everyone in high school, like, they got a brand. I need a brand. I need the physique to have a brand. I need the car to have a brand. Where, like, me and you are authentic, and that could be overshadowing all their fake shit.
Oh, most definitely.
But it's hard to get through a high schooler's head.
Oh yeah, they won't see that. Yeah, they have to grow up about 10 years to see what authentic really means.
Yeah. Well, they don't even know themselves. That's
exactly.
What I'm saying. They're adding Tren in before they even find themselves.
Yeah. Yep.
What would you close your thoughts with on where you see the fitness industry as a whole going? Because it's getting fucking nuts. Let's be real here.
It is.
It's getting fucking crazy. You have dudes who don't look like they lift, giving out steroid advice. You have people, you know, they're calling themselves fat, but they're, I'm fit, you know.
It's kind of like ass backwards to me, because the people that are getting praised are like degenerates, right? So like like I could pump myself up full of shit and look like something, but they're taking it to this point to where like that's their only thing they got, right? So you got skinny kids that are posting well-lit pictures, making them look like they got all this shit going on. I see a lot of them. Exactly.
And I'm like, what up, dog?
You start to see a lot of them in person.
You start mogging them,
and it becomes a different story.
Yeah.
So it's all just smoke and cameras when it comes to a certain point with the fitness industry. That to get into the real shit, you got to just be in the gym and just go fucking do your thing. If you're watching these videos and thinking like, hey, this dude's jacked, they're giving you the best of the best. They're giving you the best lighting, the pump, giving you all this shit. 90% of the day, I feel normal. That hour
without a pump, I look like my big frame body.
Exactly, you're just a big person, right?
Yeah.
But they're giving you what they look like after they've trained, vascular. They got some meals in them. They got this, you know, that
they got the Photoshop expert.
There you go. There you go.
They got Andrew with the Lightroom with the LUTs. It's always like one of those things where the local supplement shop owner actually knows more,
right,
than what I see these guys giving advice with.
And that's what, like,
and then they'll DM me with the big following. Oh, I don't want to associate with you because like you're Mr. Royd Russo, but like I'm doing this. What do you think? Well,
trying to bounce our idea, trying to pick your brain a little bit. Yeah, I don't see it going. It has to take a drastic change because I think drugs are at the forefront right now. Just with I mean the names of Tren twins, and so like that's what people see first. They don't see.
And I love the Tren twins.
Yeah.
Like if you guys are
they're
watching,
very funny and very entertaining to watch.
You guys are professional. I just think, you know, that brand for a high schooler, I just don't like Tren.
How they act is how I feel in my mind, right? I just a dumb meathead that like, that's how I feel. They shoot
guns or American.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I just don't think the message is healthy for anybody. And I think
long term,
they've even come out and said like they don't take much.
No, and they also did a prep, and they realized the politics of doing a prep, especially when anyone they place around them immediately gets on their pedestal,
right?
And I'm sure that's very aggravating to them. Of like, they just snaked me and switched up. They just snaked me and switched up. At what point do they start to form their bubble and nobody can get in? I feel that way, and I'm nowhere near their size.
Right. Yeah. But I think the fitness industry should be less about fitness
and health.
It's a lot less about fitness. Like people don't fall in love with the gym anymore. They fall in love with all this extra shit that's around it.
Yeah.
Whereas probably when you started training, when I started training, I fell in love with the sound of the weights. I fell in love with
bipolar. Like I get pent up. I need to let it out. Like you said, if I didn't have that outlet, something bad in my life would happen eventually. And like a lot of my following, Russo doesn't stay in tip-top shape. I just like training. Like you. I just like people like, you go to the gym every day. I am the hamster in the ball that likes, like, even if I can't train, I'll go do cardio. I just like existing. Like that is my house and church of pain. And it doesn't really extend beyond that. Like all the money that's flowed around me because of that doesn't take away from the fact that if you took it all away, I'm still like to go to the gym.
I'm going to the gym tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what I look at it as, this is so it was my escape. It's my peace. I can set everything down. I can drop the bag from the day. I can go in there and focus on only one thing. And it's also my chance to hurt myself more than anybody else can hurt me.
Couldn't say it better than that.
You can't break me down more than I've already broken myself. So hit me, do something, try it.
Pain is a real feeling.
Exactly.
Pain is a real feeling.
If you're willing to put yourself through that, who else is going to be able to hurt you?
Yeah.
I'm willing to do it.
So hopefully you learned something. As always, don't push through a heart attack. Definitely at least, you know, get a biohacking coach. You'd be like,
at least take a week off.
Well, you're on this. You're not taking this. Your blood pressure's this. Your hematocrit's that. And you just, I'm a Marine. I just put the rucksack back on.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's not do that, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys in my next video.